Yo, reference getters, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are once again on another, hey, let's react to my old content because it's kind of cringy or somewhat bad grind. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at my videos, Black and White, Black 2, White 2, and of course, Pokemon freaking Yellow. Only 3 today. We're going to save the GBA games and Rumble for another time. So yeah, that's about it. We're going to do the usual, so start with Black and White. Alright. Oh yeah, this is a little exciting. Ah, yes, gamers. We're literally just 2 away from 100 subscribers in case anybody wants to help out with that one. For main channel, anyways. But yeah, today, Black and White 1. This is a very interesting video, if I recall correctly. In this one, what can I call out right now before we even get in? I know in editing, I had this problem with my editing machine, where I was, like, I did my audio, and there were just a lot of popping noises whenever I would speak, which was a little bit of a problem. It was what it was. So I got this little pop filter on my mic now, which definitely helps with it. I think it's the pop filter that I needed. I don't know if it was like that or the editor needed an update or something. The editor just had some weird stuff. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Anyway, yeah, we got some absolute nonsense. We have a fun pinned comment? No, apparently not. I don't have anything pinned here yet. So yeah, I think that just about cuts the intro, huh? Pokemon Black and White are the Pokemon games with the most interesting history of the mainline games. Is this I'm on 56 audio with headphones in. Why does this sound so quiet? What did I do wrong? I always feel like I'm putting my audio too high. I can barely hear this. What is going on here? These games have... Ah, yes, there we are once again saying, oh, hey, it's the 11th one. Y'all can barely see it because my damn webcam's in the way. But hey, it is what it is. Kinda cringe. I ain't gonna go spread no misinformation, y'all, but it's a little bit, it's like, I understand why I was doing it, you know. Evolution, this. It's kind of hard to do a whole evolution of the series when I'm sitting here jumping around doing a bunch of videos out of order, you know? Like, look at it. I've already covered Gen 8 and 9, and I'm still trying to walk my way through Gen 6 and 7. I had to ride the hype wave of the mild success of the Generation 4 games. Dude, it is so annoying. Yeah, so I find it kind of funny that, like, with this kind of stuff, right? It's like, oh, Generation 4 is a little overhyped, right? The thing is, the most vocal voices on the internet right now are the ones who grew up playing, guess what, guys? Generations 2, maybe, 3, definitely, and 4. So, when we're sitting here like, yeah, this was a hype wave, well, that's because the people on the internet is what made it perceived that way. Obviously, we can sit here and talk about our damn echo chambers and why those are problematic, but, yeah. Anyway, let's see what kind of nonsense I'm off to babble on about in this 40-minute long video that had no reason to be this long. Which led to a big issue of never being able to live up to fan expectations. Guys, 2 regions! No way! Ruby and Sapphire are shit because they don't have 2 regions! Black and White's also shit for the same reason! Dude, that's so cool. Anyways. Even if they addressed many of those flaws that those very games. Yeah, that's definitely how we open a video, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, they solved the issues. The issues are the amount of fire types in the game. Hey, yo, yeah. Tad. But we all know the story. Funny ice cream Pokemon bad. Game bad. The designs really don't matter that much, man. There are so many mons. There are so many highlights in this gen that people don't want to talk about. Because they're like, oh no, the designs are bad and a little bit recycled. My brother in Christ, you will sit here and pretend Bisharp doesn't exist. Any, like, the main 3 legendaries, or just loads of, like, all the, like, what, like 100, there's like a whole 100 Pokemon, plus that you could pick for good designs. And you're like, no, let's just focus on, like, the 9 that aren't. Grow up. This right here about the whole underrated thing is just perspective changing. It's like, this is one of those things, like, you don't see it in the moment, because, like, you're sitting here blinded by your expectations, your first thoughts, or all this other nonsense. It's like, I had this issue when playing Black Ops 4. I was like, yo, it's, you know, it's not underrated per se, but it was overhated for sure. This case, you could argue this was also kind of overhated. I don't know, I feel like underrated still works, but like the quality was always there. Back then, you just couldn't see it. Mostly because we're looking at 11 games compared to 21 different games. Oh, hey, it looks like I actually managed to spell things correctly. Lovely. I wonder if any of the timestamps could be wrong. I don't know, you know, I'm not going to bother checking, but Good on me for doing this, right? In case y'all didn't notice my ORAS video, I'm actually trying to step away from being like, oh, hey guys, here's your timestamps. I'm just gonna like, just show them on the screen. You know, just have them there while I'm just talking about nonsense, right? At the end of the day, it's adding like 3 to 4 extra seconds to the video of me trying to say, here's the timestamps, and then trying to transition into something else. Trying to get away from it, but we're gonna keep at least putting them on screen. And now let's begin this critique of Pokemon Soft Reboot long before the series actually needed one. True, let's be real, Pokemon probably doesn't like need a soft reboot like at all. Like maybe it could have used it after Sun and Moon, arguably, but like, did Pokemon need a soft reboot? Not really. Also, just love the complete black background, guys. You get it? It's a reference to how this game's got black in its name, black and white. So we have a black background here. That's crazy and definitely not just a coincidence. Considering the story analysis is going to be a long experience, we'll just leave it for later. Or you should always just save the story for the end because it's just a bloated length of time. Again, so this will be a little bit of something I want to have an issue with when it comes to like talking about, you know, non-Pokemon games because of how much sometimes like the story can feed into the actual gameplay experience. That kind of stuff's gonna be important like next year. We're gonna have to start worrying about other things, you know, other games, other series that don't have this kind of like, hey, just go straight into the gameplay structure. It's basically all you have to do. Bit of a problem. I'm glad we're gonna point it out now. I don't know how I'm gonna approach that stuff, but hey, it's a realization I'm hitting, all right? Oh boy, I remember when I used to try to draw all these maps out, or just draw like routing on it. Yeah, that was always fun. It didn't even bother like going to the desert resort because you have to go there during the main story. I'm glad I put all this effort in just to also be lazy. Good work. As this gives us a map that's easy and simple to understand while also leaving the game to have good pacing. But of course, such a design decision has its fair share of issues. In this case, we have an issue that... I just want to focus on this point that that section right there, that was just all one line of thought. And the simple fact that I managed to be like, hey, here's just one chunk of video, right? Good on me for not being just like, oh, hey, here's like a part of a sentence, just like 1 second of a clip into something else. It's a horrible habit I have, but like, you gotta show the things on screen. People like looking at the things on screen, guys. No way. Return. So, good on me for that one. Explore. Are there many? Yes, there is quite a few. They do it. Wow, that just fewed right into another word. Yeah, so like when I'm editing my audio, like, you see how long this took, right? Like, just the time in the bottom left. This is long, and the simple fact, like, there could have been, like, an extra, like, I don't know, like, an extra 2 frames worth of just, like, audio delay there. It probably would have helped there long term, but, like, I have a bad habit of just, like, editing the audio like that. And then, yeah, it just cuts into something and into something else really quickly. Bit of a problem. Anything, yes. Minor changes, such as the trees, or the... Oh no, I forgot about that. Change anything. Oh, I forgot about that classic there. Good old Sword and Shield tree, dude. Oh god, that caught me off guard. I forgot, this is when I try to like start putting memes in the video, so it's like the video, like the gameplay and all this like stuff on visually is just not as boring. So we put this fucking image in here. Oh, that's great. I love it a lot. But yeah, I've been struggling in this department lately. It's just kind of hard to like work that in when it's probably just easier to like, when you're trying to like work in a specific image and try to like tie it into the dialogue somehow, or you're trying to work into your script. Kind of a problem when you can just get a little more creative with your scripting already and just throw some other nonsense in, right? So let's take my ORAS video, for instance, about Rayquaza being number 2 instead of number 1. It's like, I could just throw in Zacian and just make a joke about it. Easy, man. Okay, all I will say here, though, is, in this section right here, it's like, yeah, footage, you know, I'm playing black, I'm not playing white. At this point, I probably just would have, like, pulled up an emulator and just, you know, just like, kind of just cheat myself over here. You know, kind of do some nonsense like that, because, like, this is a big section, like, this is, like, a longer section of video of, hey, can't show thing, compared to other instances where I can't show thing. Again, ORAS video, Wonder Trading, for instance. You know, any of the online features. Pokemon Black and White brings us a load of new Pokemon. But with these games, we are actually given the most amount of new Pokemon of any generation, both past and present. Oh, that zoom in, dude. The editing's so nice here. And in this section in particular, it's just kind of slow. One of my biggest issues is just how fast the editing can be sometimes with some clips. This is just coming in.
So, how many?
And it just looked good, alright? It just looked pretty nice. Oh, gee whiz! I wonder what the Stomp Reboots regional decks will look like, huh? If only I could take guesses on what that could be like.
This is without a doubt the most controversial part of the entire game.
Why is this controversy, man? Oh, they gave the game identity. Oh no! You don't get to sit here and use your disgusting little gremlin Gardevoir, you horny degenerate. Oh no, use something different. If you're gonna be like that, use Gothitelle, alright? Gives other mons a chance to do the exact same thing you already like. What are you doing? Why are people like this? Why is it gonna be a deal breaker when you're using different stuff, my man? Oh wow, I want to use the same team of Starter plus Staraptor plus Floatzel plus B-Barrel, you know, for HM uses, obviously. Plus Garchomp, plus some other garbage, dude. Just put the Diamond and Pearl image on screen, or put the one for Johto on there. Ugh.
Of course, now when you're playing the game, you can walk into a cave and not see a Zubat or Geodude, or even surfing and not seeing that damn squid for the first time since the inception of the series.
Yeah, they really just put Tentacool in, like, every regional Pokedex. Except for Scarlet and Violet. What are they doing? What are they on right now? Yo, good for you, Tentacool. Missing out in 2 regional dexes. 2? 3? I don't know. Good job, buddy.
Game's design philosophy, aka the game's identity. And this is the big reason why a remake would be pretty bad for these games.
Oh yeah, here's a... Yeah, this, yeah, let's just put this on screen for a very small amount of time. Instead of me just like, you know, just recording a bit more audio. Just, you know, just edit that in, right? Problem solved. Now, let's just throw it on screen.
Game's identity. And
for barely any time to where somebody's gonna have to pause for it. That is an issue I have a bit of a problem with. I'm glad I'm slowing down on that and just being like, hey, yo, let's just edit, like, let's just add audio, man. I'll re-record it. Fuck yeah.
in black and white.
Okay, so I don't know what my deal is here.
We only have 8 water types and a myth.
Like, why am I including the mythicals here? Like, in the case, like, yeah, those are like, sure, but like, they're not in the regional decks. Yeah, they're new, but in Diamond and Pearl's case, like, none of the, like, half those mons weren't even new mons. Like, Whiscash and Pelipper are not new. Why am I making a deal about Manaphy existing? Like, yeah, it's in the regional decks, technically, but Keldeo's not even in it once you have it all complete, right? It just goes, like, 150 and it's, like, Victini at the front. If I recall correctly, I could definitely be wrong. I think Genesect's in there. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Regardless, it feels kind of weird just to be throwing it, like, forcing myself to add another mon in here that's kind of irrelevant, as people would call it. Okay, I just want to say this right now. This whole, low quality image thing's a bit of an issue. So when it came to getting images for you know, the just those images, like the PNGs of the Pokemon, I would just simply, you know, just click onto them on and just, you know, I would just save it. I would just save it and it would be small instead of doing what I do now and click it there and just get a higher quality PNG. God, dude, like, I didn't know that was like a thing I could just do. And hey, look at that. We've found a smaller way to make the visual experience a tad bit better. Instead of getting a disgusting, crusty image of Charizard.
It's at least got 1. Okay, Pokedex quality rant over. Let's talk.
What is that? What was that?
Type level tripled from Diamond and Pearl, while Ice at least got 1.
What is that one?
Okay,
it just cuts off. What was that? What was I doing? Am I on something? That is ass. Look, I'm always gonna find like some new thing, like one new little small thing to like just like scream at myself for like doing back in a, you know, it's bad. It's really bad.
That this generation brought other than massive power creep. Up first is the...
Oh boy, little did I know how power creep would go when Scarlet and Violet dropped. Ayo, yeah.
Introduction of hidden abilities. These aren't...
Guys, Gen 5 barely did anything for the game mechanics. Oh my god, dude, they didn't do shit. Oh yeah, we got hidden abilities. We got a bunch of different battle formats. We got like all this other nonsense I'm about to go over. Oh wow, crazy how that happens, man.
But not every Pokemon actually received a hidden ability, and not every one of them even got a meaningful...
Oh yes, me when I whip out that Truant Durant. Hey guys, look forward to the Egglock video whenever I get around to that nonsense. Yo, big guy.
Or the massively improved defensive capabilities of a Pokemon like Slowbro, Gliscor, or the unbreakability that we know as multi-scale Lugia. And finally, the...
You know, you could just zoomed in on the Lugia. It's not that hard. Like, the Lugia is right there on the screen. You could have just paused the video on him and just...
stupendous support capabilities like poor man's Alakazam.
Oh god, Espeon had no identity back in the day. Straight up, guys, I didn't realize this thing's ability was Magic Bounce, and that Alakazam actually has Magic Guard. Yeah, I thought they both had Magic Bounce for some reason. You know, people just didn't use it on Zam because it's like, what are you, like, why are you using that thing for utility? Stop, it's an offensive threat. I was unironically gonna put that on there as yeah, new thing, but no, it's just kind of, it's just kind of like that. I almost put Alakazam on here and ruined everything immediately. Good thing I caught myself in that editing. F. Oh, I forgot this was here. Yo, genius. Okay, I think this might have been something I just forgot to edit. Let's be honest here. Definitely could have just, like, forced myself to put them all on the screen over here. Just, like, I don't know, throwing the platinum footage on screen. To be fair, though, I would, like, nowadays, I would have just thrown the footage of Platinum, you know, me talking about this in Platinum on screen, right? But here, I didn't just, like, keep all my videos, like, on my hard drive. I have that now is the case. But then, I wasn't worried about potentially getting my channel hacked and having all my shit deleted, right? But now, like, it's just one of those things that time kind of just did a little worse for this. And meanwhile, I'm working on my X and Y script, talking about how they buffed electric types to not be able to be paralyzed, and I'm talking about Limber Stunfist still. Oh, this is criminal.
Also, contrary to popular misconception, these are not
Contrary to popular misconception, buddy, shut the... God, sorry, I'm just bothered by that because it's like full-blown nerd mode, okay? Going full nerd out here. Stop.
There's a new multiplier that'll either increase or decrease the amount of EXP points based on your level.
Yeah, nice chance they're saying EXP points earned. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some of these words just being missing is kind of it's a little bothersome, alright?
Well, one's higher than the opponent.
Oh my god, dude. Why does it look this bad? Why is it so blurry? I mean, I get it. We're like full screen and stuff, but look how bad that is. What happened? Also, in my editing thing, I think the default setting that I was like stuck on for a bit that I didn't fix until like, oh god, I think it was like sometime in like, was it Diamond and Pearl's the remake for that video? I think it was. Like the visual quality is like when I like uploaded like exported the thing, it was like 720 by like what was it, 180 by 720 instead of like a higher resolution. So yeah, everything looks kind of bad, and it's kind of jarring in my newer videos whenever I like flash the gameplay of like this, and it's just a little bit more blurry than it has any right to be. Bit of a bothersome thing. Maybe I'll talk about that again when we get to Diamond and Pearl, but whatever. Again, this is somewhere where a nice little zoom in could have been more helpful, alright? Or a screen freeze or something. Oh yeah, let's just put the arrow. Well, we got this big gap right here. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Okay, with how long this video is, this is going to be a little bit of a little thing to be talking about here. But we got a little bit of an issue here where there's like a lot of music just going by fast, man. I'm only like 1/4 of the way through this video, and there's just so much music going through here. Like, whenever I was fetching the music, right, I was using, what was it? It was the clip grab, you know, a little service, and then it kind of broke when I was, editing the video for, I think it's the Mario Kart video, yeah. It was when I did that one. They had, like, this thing broken, I don't think they ever fixed it. So, when, oh god, when we get around to talking about that video, there's gonna be a bit of some nonsense we'll babble on about with the music section. But, we got all this music coming in, and it's just like, and like this video and these other ones are like around it, it's like, they're like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes long at most. Like, they don't cover entire sections or like certain like whole thoughts or whatever. It's not like, I'm just gonna put that out there. When there's a section so long, you hear like 3 or 4 full like songs like in their entirety for like a bit. Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, that's because the battle types are kind of flawed, and for some reason are not remembered fondly. Leave a comment down below on why you believe that.
Hey, I wonder why people don't like it. Epic. Shut up. Yeah, for some reason, I just don't keep a photo of like the comment thing on here. I don't know what the idea with that is. I just always end up deleting it. So I always have to like go like just pull up YouTube while I'm editing, go into the very first video I see and just type something in the comments and like just screenshot it and just get rid of the comment. That's it. Like, I don't post it. I look right here, dude. I've not even posted this one yet. So I'm just putting that one out there, alright? I need to, like, get an image of, like, commenting and just have it.
So an extra note to add on to this is the fact that your inactive Pokemon cannot be targeted, but also their abilities will not activate as well.
Honestly, I feel like in this section I probably should just, like, flip the two clips here. Because in this example here, we have Groudon here. It's like, you know, like, it does, like, the mon doesn't really matter, right? Like, we have one mon for this example of ability not activating. You know, the guy supposed to set up Sun. Versus in this situation where we have Levitate activating and Terravolt and Drizzle are also supposed to be activating here instead. Bit of a missed opportunity, but it is what it is. Only the one here.
Basically alter the battling scene. No, I'm not forgetting about that. We're just not there yet.
Hey, at least my foreshadowing skills were a little, you know, they existed here, okay?
Another issue people have with these games is the addition of far more items than there.
This does not matter. This is nothing. Stop. Dude, this is not an issue. Quit complaining about literally nothing, man. You're sitting here talking about how there's so many items. My brother in Christ, they had to take out so much bullshit after this. Oh, you can't get the Relic Copper in any other game. You can't get the Fire Gem in any other game. Dude, screw off. Screw right off. Oh, that's right here. The Sweetheart allegedly went unused but could be traded over. My brother in Christ. Okay, so both these being reskins is whatever, but like, did this really need to be on screen? I mean, does it really need to be here? Like, man, my issue of just like throwing text on screen and be like, yeah, that solves all my problems. G freaking G.
But now it's time to talk about the greatest change these games brought, and that is the unlimited use.
And now it's time for the greatest game difference, the thing they had. They finally put sex in
the games of old. If you got a TM, you could only use it once. That's it. They'd be gone forever.
Okay, so that right there, this is definitely a case of, hey, show a different game on screen when I'm talking about thing being used multiple times and finding more. BDSP would have just genuinely been perfect for that, right? Oh, you get your Surf TMs and then you go to the Battle Tower, just show the ones that you can buy, right? Problem solved.
Now you can only ever get one of a TM and use it.
That one just went on and was just gone. That did not need to be there. I think a zoom in effect probably could have been more effective, or just not doing anything at all.
Between the region and its playthrough, and instead we got this mess.
I do this every time that I talk about the region and then I talk about the playthrough after some other nonsense. What is this? Like with X and Y right now. My thought was, I need to talk about the game mechanics before I talk about the actual playthrough stuff, right? I need to introduce Mega Evolution before I talk about this nonsense. So it's probably important that we talk about the, you know, the new gameplay stuff before we get to the, you know, the full gameplay stuff. Because, right, the EXP changes are important to feed into the level curve, right? In this case, having this section here and then having this section here is just how it needs to be.
Already done 2 rival battles against the primary rivals at this point, serving that purpose, but better. So let's just look at the...
And nobody's gonna say anything about me wiping there to the snipey. Hey, yo, yeah.
Honestly, it seems bad until you remember that the shaking grass exists, which can make grinding easier, as well as the abundance of trainers that you can skip.
Yeah, in that case right there, there should have just been like, Autono being battled, shaking grass on screen, and something else right there as well. There's like 3 different thought patterns there, and there was only 1 bit of gameplay. Minor inconvenience. It's annoying.
As well as getting a guaranteed lucky egg to speed up the process even further.
Where's the footage of getting the egg? What are you doing? You wouldn't even have to put the egg on the side of the screen if you just had the footage playing.
Low 54. It just eliminates some of the...
Yeah, nice arrow pointing. We're so proud of you.
Even if the Elite Four teams only have 4 Pokemon each, in that they can be done in any order, sadly the...
Yeah, I just basically nearly gloss over how nice it is that you can just choose the order of the Elite Four members. Again, just record extra audio there.
Listen guys, I can't even begin to explain in any reality how this is okay. It would be faster for me to make the video on Pokemon Crystal.
Oh my god, stop, dude. Listen, if I wanted to make a video on Pokemon Crystal, it'd be like it's like a regular review and not like the little more in-depth critique that I did, right? That shit would have been like 5 minutes tops, just straight up, right? It would have been 5 minutes and we would have been done. Unironically, I feel like for an April Fool's video, it would just be funny to do like a 4-minute review of this game. Oh my god, dude. Like, we'll get there when we get there, but like, this game, dude. That's a good joke, alright? It's a good one.
However, something like Volcarona or Hydreigon, 59 and 64 respectively, you are never...
I was gonna say, that section there, I kind of did a good job with, like, just popping things in and off constantly, alright? Probably would be better if, like, the Pokemon on screen was a little more related. You know, show each one when they appear, but it's a lot. I ain't gonna pretend, alright? That's a lot of guys. It's good for what it is. I mean, I'm spitting, by the way. These levels like this are good in a vacuum. Because when you're playing through X and Y, for instance, you're actually going to be able to pick up a Braviary during the main game. Whereas in Sun and Moon, you're going to be getting it by the time, like, right when you're pulling up to the Elite Four. Bit of a problem, but it's on a game-by-game basis. The level curves need to be just a little bit better in general. Mainly with how high they end up ending, so you actually can get all these other mons without over-leveling them.
Pokemon Rangers will give you a berry, which isn't too important.
Why did the berry need to be edited in there, man? That was gone.
Classes in the games even have this trait. Pokemon
Like, it's gone so fast. Watch
Rangers will
this.
give you a berry, which
It's just gone so fast. What are you doing?
a healer in a very convenient spot. Why has this feature not returned?
Why is this feature not returned? More like, why is this section not zoomed in? Listen, we can't always just put some kind of interesting wording here and make everything a reference, okay? Anyway, nice that I'm joking about references before I even got to change my username. That's always kind of hype. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, a fun little thing about trying to get all this footage and whatnot. I had to trade over like several of my mons from Black 2 to like, you know, actually be able to go about playing the post game here. Because like I'm sitting here babbling on about the level curve and the post game being kind of extremely ass. Yeah, just a bit of a fun little thing I had to do. And because of the whole hey, you can use HMs as soon as possible thing, I did end up trading a lot so I can get TMs and whatnot on my mons, specifically the HMs for earlier use. So, neat little thing that happened in this video on Black 2 White 2, but I think I talked about that in a different video.
Overlook specifically with these games. Maybe because it's surrounded by 2 games with more, who knows?
Yo, true. Nobody cares about the Black and White post game. What is the issue? Almost like Black 2 White 2 has literally all of it.
But what I do know is that with these games, actually have a fine amount of content. So let's start with the...
I just love it when I take a section and just show completely unrelated footage. I love the sections where I'm like, hey, but guys, get this, or, well, they did this super duper heinous thing, and it's just something completely unrelated, just not even relevant to what's being talked about. I just find that silly, and I need to do it more.
More battle-related post-game content is the Elite Four Round 2 as mentioned earlier.
So, I don't know how I went about scripting all this, because, like, typically when I go to script, first section I usually covers the story, maybe the intro, and after that it's like, I kind of just pick sections that look like it'll be easy, right? If there's a section for audio and music, I'll usually just handle that, like, as soon as possible, because it's like, it's the easiest one to handle, let's be real, and it's also the shortest one. Whereas, like, what's next? The story, the intro, and, like, and then what? The feature section, maybe? And, like, right there, I'm like, hey, I mentioned this feature earlier. I don't know if, like, this was, like, scripted out before this section about the whole post-game and whatnot in E4 Round 2. Kind of a little bit of something I need to, like, be a little bit worried about whenever I'm, like, editing my, well, when I'm script writing out of order like this. Minor problem.
But what's the worst that could happen? Oops, I forgot to heal.
Oh yeah, I forgot this was intentional. I deposited everything. It took me so, like, I was battling my way through here. My Vanillix was almost dead. I'm like, yo, you know what? I need footage of this fight, technically speaking. I'm not going to win this because my team's underleveled. And I'm pretty sure this was before I came back with the Hydreigon and the Latios to just body the fight later. To, like, record that footage. I just didn't get to that at this point. Funny how that works out.
Overall, it's nice that you can transfer your Pokemon up from those games, but really, another slow minigame? Whatever. In some good news...
Yeah, probably could add, like, a zoom in or a zoom out effect on that, really? Section.
Great addition. The fact this only returned once is an actual crime. Also, you can actually register...
The fact it only returned once. Which game, buddy? Which one? There was no indicator at all. It's Black 2, White 2, by the way.
This feature takes up your bottom screen in the sections of the game where you play.
At no point do I mention customizing the C gear, and I'm like, wait, that's a problem. Just put some text down there. Stop. Just re-record some audio, man. It's not that hard.
3 Pokemon to trade, and then choose from your pool with your pal.
Yo, Pelly footage, yes! I actually don't know why this is here. That's awesome. Thank goodness I put the Pelly footage in here. Listen, we need more Pelipper footage on this channel. There's honestly just not enough. Seeing this right now, extremely hype.
The Wonder Launcher. This interesting feature wouldn't last past Generation 5, but...
Guys, don't worry. This time, we'll actually edit something on the screen, alright, guys? Trust me, it's fine. Sometimes we can go about with not doing so, and sometimes we can. You don't need to know which game unless I say so. And apparently, I didn't say so enough. My bad.
It was an attempt to allow players to use items in battle, just like in the main game. So each turn, the players would get an extra...
No footage of just like the main game. Lovely.
Also, the reason Zoroark was unviable at all.
This is annoying. I shouldn't have put in the competitive scene there. People would have just understood. Explain the joke, man. Stop doing that. Give up. Okay, so the music just kind of just like transitioned there when I'm talking about team preview. Compared to where like it's been cutting in constantly for the rest of this video, I feel like this is like the one time that it feels natural and kind of useful when coming in. Kind of annoying that it didn't pop up earlier when I was talking about the whole battle section here, but it kind of fit in pretty well. It was actually noticeable and it worked. Again, I talk about my ORAS video that I just did. I did a phenomenal job trying to like make sure the audio is like, oh hey, we'll put it in here, we'll put it here, we'll do the thing here, and it cuts in like I'm talking about different stuff, right? Kind of neat. The whole system of how I did the audio was kind of ass. We'll get there when we talk about Mario Kart. Don't worry.
Players and whether or not a Pokemon has a held item.
God, dude, it's so blurry. I shouldn't even have all this moving. Oh, you freeze frame the footage, dude. I could see that the Archeops doesn't have an item when the inner screen isn't showing in the way. Stop.
Damn, what a fun feature. Almost like they ripped it out of another game somewhere. Sorry.
Listen, technically that's where I would typically like just do a cut, but just having Battle Revolution just fade in there, you know what? It's good. That's really good. I like that. I think Coliseum and XD actually have team preview as well, if I recall correctly. That was something I actually remember asking about, but for some reason the battle mode for Coliseum, I could have swore that was in there. I don't know why I'm just like Mandela affecting right now. It's probably not, but I need to go back to playing Coliseum, dude. This is annoying. Help.
On X and Y. Now imagine if I had another copy of Black and White 1 to show you that.
Oh yeah, me talking about how I don't got the features, man. Listen, I couldn't even do this with an emulator, like the little co-op thing, the little interlink nonsense footage here. But then I'm like, you know what? Let's just put something else on screen. As if this wasn't already hinted at. This Kyurem's supposed to be a white Kyurem. Black and White 1 just doesn't display them, despite everything else functioning. Lovely. Funny how I had nothing to talk about, so I just threw something random on here. That's also about comparing, playing with another game. Good job. Listen, right here.
A Wi-Fi connection.
Right here is when I should have hard cut it to the screen. And then zoomed in for very cool here.
We only have 2 bits of the game left to speak on.
Hold on, did I miss something? Okay. I didn't see this down here at the beginning of the video. Alright, I thought I skipped out on that for a minute. Yeah, this was all in the DS system, yeah. As I've already made it abundantly clear. For some reason, I was like sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute, did I even put that in there? Because I remember like a video or two I just completely forgot about what I recorded it on. My bad.
Or a Pokemon like Electros is doing whatever that is.
And whatever that is still 80 times better than whatever it was doing in X and Y. Oh no.
Like this Pokemon being blue because it's frozen. A good change, but even then...
At no point did I mention how that thing's sprite just completely stopped moving because it was frozen. Almost like there should have been a little more dialogue there to talk about.
So far more live and immersive. Now we...
If I have to sit there and put the text on screen like that, like the audio, like it sounded fine. Like when I was listening back to the audio, I'm like, did that a live part sound good? Let's put it on screen so people know exactly what I'm saying. The whole screen should have been black and that should have been in the middle of the screen, just straight up. There should have not been gameplay on screen for the live and immersive there. That's all I'm saying, all right? Okay, so we're not gonna, like, I'm not gonna sit here and react to this whole story section, all right? Look how long this video is. There is an entire 12 minutes of this, of me doing a single, like, just a full-blown play-by-play, all right? Oh, the story's good because of all of this stuff in succession, right? This isn't the story of The Last of Us, all right? There is no reason for me to doing a full play-by-play just to let you know why the story was better than other Pokemon stories, all right? I'm just putting that one out there. Can I just see the Among Us, please? Like, listen, that Among Us right here is just so forced, by the way. There's no reason for any of that. I'm like, yo, wait, how can I edit something in here and make somebody, like, chuckle for this entire shit show session here? And initially, when I was doing this, I'm like, dude, if Pokemon Sun and Moon's arguably got a good enough story, right, to be on par or better than this one, I'm gonna have to do a full play-by-play of that one, too. And then I didn't. And that video is much better off for it. Yo, is that a reference to my favorite chapter from Fire Emblem Three Houses? No way! No way!
Pokemon Black and White, I give a 7.1 out of 10.
Honestly, this ending section here, this whole outro so far, it's honestly been pretty nice. I don't think there's like any reason for me to complain about this outro at all. It actually feels good from start to finish. Near perfect's over exaggerating for that tier. Listen. These games are so much better. Listen, Pokemon has never, they would never go that high. Remember, guys, this was before I did the do I recommend section at the end of each video, which I actually put more priority over above this nonsensical tier list that people end up complaining about because, oh, listen, it's a little more generalized, right? Let's be real. It's more generalized here. There's a reason it didn't work and why I just kind of stopped focusing on it, but kept it kind of and try to dumb it down as much as I could.
AKA, no remake or third improved version to speak of. But ladies and gentlemen,
Kind of feel like that fade in there was kind of bad, man. I ain't gonna go lie about BDSP's fade in there, man. Maybe I was actually wrong about this outro being damn near perfect for one of my outros, right? That right there, that was kind of sussy-wussy. Okay, I love how blurry the Black 2 box art is here over the White 2 one. I don't remember why I couldn't just get like a good looking PNG of Black 2. It looks so bad here. Yeah, that's a Black and White 1, huh? Wow, that sure was one of the videos of all time. Congrats to me, that was pretty sick. The fact that there's not like a full playlist, like the whole playlist here, instead I got the red and blue video here. Bit of a misplay on my part, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah guys, that means it's time for us to weasel our way into Black and White 2. This one here, ooh, oh, one off, we're almost there. This one here is a little bit different. Yeah, so, again, like the dislike ratio, we're not really caring about that, but for those who want to know, those are the numbers, okay? That's what it looks like. This was a 1 month difference, like, okay. It was like a month, like 1 day, but like, it's 29 days, that's basically what I'm saying. It's technically 30 days because it's the 31st, but whatever. Yeah, there's like definitely like a full month between it. Definitely something that you can see with my older videos here. Oh, here's one. I'm honestly surprised I got PLA fit in here within 20 days. Then little, like, this is 40 days, 30 again, 30 again, something I'm working on at the same time, so it goes into this bonus video, 30 again, almost 30, a little less, and then, oh, 25, 30, yeah, this is kind of a push I was trying. Scarlet and Violet took too long, whatever. So it's like, at least I had a bit of a momentum here with Black and White too. So yeah, I don't know about all this. No funny pinned comment. It's kind of boring. I ain't gonna lie. Anyways, yeah, what can I say about this? My timestamps are they're kind of there. Anyways, Black and White 2.
and today is a big day.
My audio sounds terrible like that. Why does my voice sound so bad?
As we'll be talking about Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Why does my voice sound like that? I don't like it.
Which, as you saw in the title, happens to be the game I'd nominate for the best mainline Pokemon game to date.
I would nominate it, all right? And, you know, I'm out here trying to put that definitive statement up here. No, I'm going to nominate it, all right? I got to put my opinion on the table as well as the point I'm trying to prove, all right? We got to have both of them.
Objectively speaking, that is.
Okay, you know, I'm gonna nominate it and objectively. All right, whatever.
Not a remake, not a third improved version, but an actual sequel. So with the
What is that? But an actual sequel, just so. What is that? It's like I was talking and just said, no, let me just cut out the rest of the sentence. We're fine.
intro aside, your time's
Also, I love how lazy I was when it came to this background. I just flipped the one from the black and white too. Oh, the black and white one video. I'm like, yo, what if we just flipped it backwards? Oh, yo, genius play. Yeah.
about the Nintendo DS's final.
The timestamps are on screen for way too long if I'm putting the DS behind them.
Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Oh, it's so blurry. Stop. Also, I love that I did the blue outline that I have on my webcam here. That I did it here for this for these little sections here because guys, get it? Black 2, White 2. It's got like the blue, right? I did it here as well. And then in my thumbnail, I said, yo, what if we give it like this little extra red effect for no reason instead of just leaving it the same color as the usual thumbnails on the channel? You know, I gave this thumbnail a little bit more personality. Like, this is a different thumbnail than the one I initially applied to the video. Because, yeah, that one right there, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of not thrilling. Also, I'm pretty sure this is like a Halo reference from somewhere. I don't remember. I think it was in the first game or something. I don't know. I was trying to put a bunch of references in here. Nowadays, I'm just like, hey, what if I just like summarize what we're talking about, but like different? Also, I kind of find it funny how I'm talking about the Pokemon like immediately. Oh, I'm talking about all that Pokemon nonsense like straight out the gate. What is that? And then there's the rest of the gameplay, which looks like it's everything, I'm guessing. Oh, this organization's kind of not it, actually. Holy frick. Okay, then. Well, it's gonna be like that, huh?
And 35 sadly have been reserved for post-game. Although there are some event exclusive and 35.
Okay, this is a bit misleading. All these guys are delayed until post-game. I mean, technically true, right? But did you guys know that, this is a little bit misleading when I'm talking about this when, you got guys like Toxicroak and Seismitoad that you do actually fight in the main game. You know, I think these two are both on Gets's team, for instance. It's a little misleading when you technically can fight them. That I'm like, yo, you can't, like, get them. Like, yeah, technically you can't get them, right? But you still fight with them. They're technically still in the main game. Anyways, Delibird is awesome. Pelipper is a fucking phenomenal choice, as always. My boy, we need more of you on screen. And yeah, I think that's just about it here.
259 Pokemon that you get to play with.
At least I actually got a count of like the amount of guys you can get, at least.
Still the most at its time of release, which instantly means there's more replayability. But here,
that text did not need to be there at all. Like, why is this here? This feels so unnecessary. What am I doing?
Instantly means there's more replayability. But here's the kicker:
there's no kicker here.
Exceptions to the exception.
Okay, never mind.
But that's niche and will be talked about later.
Also, I love how I'm like, yo, here's some guys that we're going to talk about later, right? I got these guys through Dream Radar. Obviously, I use that for the footage because they gave me extra mons to use, right? Like, there's probably no other opportunity where I want to have a chance to play through the game with fucking Spiritomb, for instance. And then, like, Slowpoke, it's like, I just, like, have not used Slowpoke before, well, Slowbro before, so it's like, might as well take use of it, right? So I'm like, yeah, this is, like, the perfect opportunity to just, like, grab some mons from Dream Radar. It's like, yo, here's some foreshadowing for you so we get to some external nonsense, alright? I'm already painting the image because I'm just so good at this scripting nonsense and presentation. And then we're going to see me fumble the presentation so much further in the video.
But on the note of Pokemon, a couple of them actually got new forms. First up is the Box Art Legendary.
Alright, I feel like this section kind of just, like, feels a little unnecessary. Like, yeah, it's new stuff. Technically, like, Kyurem here needs to be talked about because like Pokemon Fusion is like just a new feature in general. Like it's like, whoa, no way, Tornadus and friends are different, and then reskin, Keldeo, get out of here.
The Therian forms for Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus.
That edit feels a little weird. Like they come out of the screen here, but it looks a little odd just from them all get thrown over here. Anyway, I love how much more blurry Tornadus looks in comparison to Landorus here. It's just so awesome.
Back to Unova again. This time, the linearity issue people had with Unova region
Guys, it's fine for games to be linear. They don't all need to be this big grand thing where you can go in any direction you've always wanted in your life. Not everything needs to be like an open world game or like a Johto game. Because if they're like a Johto game, they're gonna end up being worse. They don't all need to be listen, linearity is good. It's good to an extent. Yeah, it can be a little annoying to not have like all this freedom and stuff. But that's what extra like side locations are for, right? Come on, man. It's not that big of an issue. It's really not.
Surprise has also been addressed.
Yeah, that surprise there was crazy. Honestly, I probably would just like do a zoom in effect there, but I feel like Delibird's just too awesome to not just flip to immediately there. You know what? I probably would have done the same choice there.
With some small removals and cuts in various parts of the world, Route 10 and Challenger's Cave being removed.
Forgot a place. But at the bottom, it'll be fine. Nobody will notice, right? And the cold storage. Shut the. Also, kudos on me for making this map on the side. Yo, I'm glad we can see all the new stuff, even though technically well, it's actually Jordan Avenue. Yeah, this is fine, all right? Listen, good on me for being like, yo, here's the visuals, man. Go ape shit. So a little bit of a fun fact here. When I was starting the recording for this video, I was doing this like mid editing process of the black and white one. I was encouraged to sit here and be like, yo, it's on it. We're on it, okay? Listen, they don't even know. I was thrilled. Yeah, it's like now I'm like, yeah, I still got like at minimum 2 recording sessions to do for my X and Y video still, and it's already the 16th. Bit slacking on that. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is
these games. Sadly, 2 of them are actually mandatory to beat the game, being Surf and Strength.
Okay, what was that? That was some popping noises and a half. What happened there?
What are the HMs in these games? Sadly, 2 of them are actually.
Oh, that is so bad, man. So yeah, technically it was still an issue in this one. Maybe it was fixed in yellow or after. I don't know when I got the pop filter at all. It was noticeable. It was like the biggest issue I had grinding my gears when it came to editing the black and white video. Ugh. Seeing it here also just bothersome, man. Stop that.
But with that said, let's move on to the fun gameplay shenanigans that the gameplay provides.
Yo, I love fun gameplay shenanigans, man. I love it when Pelipper's on screen for fun stuff. Yes!
That I was not able to include in the black and white video due to time constraints.
Ooh! Yo, chill. Yo, chill. Okay. Sorry, man. Holy. But yeah, here's a little bit of a funny thing. I'm like, hey, if I can talk about the things after the fact, right? I don't know, man. That's a bit sussy. Probably should have done all my research and put them all under the same roof. Oh, I could wait. Or I could just not talk about some of these gameplay changes at all. Probably a good idea, right? There was something that I intentionally didn't talk about in one video. I don't remember which one it was. I think I'm having Scarlet and Violet. I don't know. But like, yo, you don't need to talk about them all or try to force them in the next one. Like, what are you doing?
But Sleep, on the other hand, was changed just for this generation.
Again, like, these are probably things that people could have used as ammo against Black and White 1. So the simple fact I'm like, oh yeah, I just forgot to mention them. Let's just put them in the sequel video so people can think Black and White 1's actually better, alright? That's a conspiracy theory people are probably going to have, alright? So me being like, oh yeah, we're going to have this here. It feels a little bit disingenuous. I'm not going to lie. Probably could have done more research.
But this change messes with the sleep timer, as when you switch out a sleeping Pokemon, has spent at least 1 turn sleeping.
Listen, there's a reason. I think they like banned sleep moves entirely in Gen 5. That shit was completely broken, okay? Darkrai, nah, dude, you don't get them on. Yo, Breloom, oh no, you don't get them on, and it's got 100% accuracy, alright? Eat doo-doo. Get that out of here. Oh, dude, what happened with sleep in this gen, man? Why did they change it for no reason?
And then switches out of the battle before waking up. If they did so...
Also, I look, in this case with the text down here, I feel like this inclusion of the text is kind of important, because, like, listen, I'm talking about, like, sleep turns resetting. It's kind of important that I have the turn counter, like, mentioned here. So, like, yeah, y'all can know. How long was that? That was like, okay, that was like 1 minute. A little more than 1 minute of me catching up. Probably could have had that at the back half of this section, so it's like it feels a little intrusive just being like, yo, I'm catching up, boys. We're gonna fix what I forgot to mention. Probably should have that like the back half of the section instead of the front half, but It is what it is. Sure, man. Also, I just want to talk. This is like one of the more fun teams I ended up using through all those videos. I feel like my most fun one definitely went to Scarlet and Violet. But this one right here was pretty fun. Because, like, I mentioned the whole TM thing. Where I trade over to, like, give them crazy moves and shit. So, like, I'm sitting here. Delibird's not complete trash. Because it actually is, like, Ice Beam and good stuff immediately. You know, everything's got their moves. Spirit Tomb is... I don't know if it was Spirit Tomb or... slow bro, but like there was some trick room nonsense going on here. Like this whole team was slow, excluding Delibird and Pelipper. All right, look at those mons, they are some slow lads. So being able to just run a trick room team out of that, because it's like, well, I can just give it the thing. SM freaking H. It feels a little mean that I have to go out of my way and be like, yeah, let's just do all the sick stuff. But because I had access to all these fun TMs, I was able to like actually embrace a full-blown playstyle, which was nice.
And the most convenient addition, a text box asking you if you want to use repels again.
Oh, my pants are fucking soaked from this footage. Okay, joking aside though, this right here is crazy, man. One of my favorite things is just the raw constant times I have to see this text in my newer videos. Specifically with recording for X and Y and Oraz. Especially Oraz, I saw this text box way too many times. What a good experience. I don't feel like I used enough repels in this game. But those in X and Y, and specifically Oraz, oh, it was good.
Increasing the appearance rate of eggs and...
I love the visual quality between those two sprites on screen. For the charms. Like one of those is like the Gen 7 version, and it was like the Gen 8 version. That just looked a little jarring, I'm not even gonna lie.
Meaning now you're actually incentivized to complete the absolute insufferable task that only a psychopath would do. No, silly, I didn't complete the Pokédex once. I did it twice.
Stop! So I already had like most of the mons I needed for the Pokédex when it came to this video. So like getting the shiny charm in my white 2 after restarting it was actually relatively easy because I still have basically everything on my black 2. Currently, I was in the middle of like after this video, I was like in the process of trying to move everything over to black and white 1. So I can just at least have that dex completed. I kind of got lazy and still have not done it yet. And it's already been over a year. But yeah, me discovering that you could just like review the image was kind of nice. So I'm like, yo, double footage. Oh, hold on. We're going to put them both here. We can have both entries for the complete dex.
Complete the Pokédex once.
Crime scene. Listen, I am in fact the psychopath, alright?
I did it twice. Easy mode takes...
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what, like, easy mode did. I don't know what the teams look like or anything, man. Like, yeah, the level curve's, like, smaller, sure. But, like, I didn't see any trader data on, like, anything at all. Like, what does easy mode do? Like, why does anyone play this? Why do you have to beat the game to unlock it? What are you doing? Okay, I just want to say this right here, just, like, having, like, the data, just having the raw numbers on screen here, kind of nice, right? Oh, same trainer, same nonsense, level difference, right? That's good. That's good. Probably would have been better just to have, like, the team side by side, but... whatever, you know, just see like movesets, levels, see what it looks like on both sides, but whatever. This is good. This is fine.
Let's talk about the level curve, which thankfully can be summarized with the Ruby and Sapphire issue.
Ah, yes, good old foreshadowing, yes. The Ruby and Sapphire issue of being decent and then falling off extremely hard at a specific spot in the late game. Oh nah, that right there ain't the one. Oh, the best part about running into like Scrafties just in the game was just baiting the high jump kick with something and just switching out to Spirit Tomb and just watching them just lose their health bar. The best part's when they're gonna go for something different and then I'm like, no. I bring Spirit Tomb back out and watch it fucking die.
As the gym leader's ace will jump up 9 levels, so it begs the question of how did they assist you in this grind? Well, they didn't, as roughly only 5 entire battles are even mandatory to reach the gym from Reversal Mountain. For a level grind that steep, 5 is...
Yeah. Technically, I'm being a little disingenuous by not mentioning the gym trainers here, but like 5 battles with a level gap like that are forced. They're like, oh, just use the optional trainers. They're there for a reason. My brother in Christ. Do you know what the word optional means? They're optional for a reason. They're supposed to be there to be mandatory for the level curve to work. They're supposed to be there to help you catch up if you're starting to fall behind. or just for you to go battle extra stuff for your Pokedex or whatever other diabolical stuff you're on.
It's just not gonna cut it. Again, I know there's a bunch of optionals, some of them that you have to go the entire wrong way to find. I mentioned Ruby and Sapphire earlier, and this is a discussion I cannot wait to have in that video.
Oh, yes. I gave my piece on that one and an ORAS, and you know what? I pointed it out, and I'm like, yeah, dude, the section after Winona's gym is ass. Dude, congrats on ORAS for actually managing to fix that, dude. Honestly, I was surprised when I was playing through ORAS recently, just to see how well they managed to fix that up. I'm not even gonna, like, spread misinformation or anything. Playing through that was crazy.
The level curve's actually good for the rest of the game, as the level difference with Marlin is actually pretty good, and it actually stays that way through the end of Team Plasma.
I feel myself saying actually way too many times here. Please pick other words. This is not a Let's Play. This is not a live stream. This is a script I'm following. I don't need the word actually written down like 5 times in the same thought process, alright? Please chill out. Unless it's intentional, alright? Like the butt counter I did on I don't know which video it was, you know.
Well, the post-game level curve is better, of course, as normally you end up beating the game around level 59.
Ah, yes, that did not need to be on screen.
And of course, the new content. Let's start. Returning from Pokemon Black and White.
Let's start. It's just done. Goodbye.
Getting back to new content, we have the Pokemon World Tournament. This facility boasts 8-person bracket-style knockouts.
Oh my god, those popping noises. What was that?
Back to new content, we have the Pokemon World Tournament. This
Why? There's 2 right there.
facility boasts 8-person
There's a 3rd one.
bracket-style knockout tournaments, offering the 4 battle formats while making you battle the characters from the other Pokemon.
It sounded like there's another one there too. Oh, that is so awful, man. This stuff was bothering me like nothing else, dude. And remember, this is with this mic here, right? So having it, I've kind of just had this mic for like my entire YouTube career. I'm just not thinking about that, huh? But yeah, it's like, dude, this mic's supposed to be good. What do you mean there's popping noises like that? Stop. That is annoying when you just notice it and you just keep hearing it going. Keep hearing it. But it's so much worse when you're just sitting there editing and just having to deal with it and knowing you can't get rid of it without needing to re-record the lines and hoping it's not also there.
It's the gameplay everyone ever wanted before Pokemon Masters took the idea.
Oh god, Pokemon Masters, what happened, man? The one thing they needed to do was not change how the gameplay works and everybody would have gone fucking apeshit over this game. No, let's just change how it works and just make the game unfun. Listen, I played it day 1, quit because it was not fun. I came back to it like 2 months ago. It's still not fun. L.
Yep, another animation that's not the shiny.
Imagine if I went out of my way to get the entry animation from the ORAS ribbon thing contest hall. Oh god, I thought about that and I'm like, dude, that is not worth it. Get that nonsense out.
Is this Zorua the only example of this? No. In fact,
I feel like I made it go too fast. There was just a freeze effect there before the no, then the animation plays with the no going. It would have been better, but it looks like it just goes a little too fast. Oh, that's bothersome. Also, I'm gonna say this now. The nickname Karen plus 10 star is a fucking crazy nickname. Yo, that is a crazy nickname I chose there. That thing is wicked.
allowing for access to the Therian forms of Landorus and friends, or extra hidden ability Pokemon like the Spiritomb or Slowbro you've seen throughout the gameplay.
And it's a good thing that I explained it here as well. Listen, I had to make sure we were all on the same page here. They're here. Those are my boys. You best appreciate them. And look, this is a good thing about me grabbing them fucking immediately. The levels, you get them a level 5. You can get them a level 40 later. This is good. Good thing I called this one out.
By either switching between Black City or White Forest at will.
Why was White Forest not on screen there? I get it, but like, just, it's not that hard to transition between them there.
Or the last option being the rough one, as to get the keys for the difficulty options, you
Oh, what an L, man. Sunflora was gonna carry, but it got frozen! Stop hacking me!
have to beat the game first. Then you can unlock the key tied to the...
Who designed this, by the way? I just want to talk.
as you can only send the key obtainable in the game to the game you're sending it to, making for a mess of a system that massively hurts a damn good feature. Thankfully on emulator, you can just bypass this pretty easily with cheats. Listen,
Yo, shout out emulator, man. I did not do enough of that. because you know, certain Emerald anti-cheat nonsense. Yeah, Heart Gold till Silver. When I get around to re-reviewing that, we're gonna have to talk about emulator and the anti-emulation nonsense that's got going on.
With that headache aside, another new feature are
The popping sounds just keep going, and it's so annoying.
medals. They're basically just achievements like you'd see in games on other.
Yes, dude. Sonic Generations 100% completed, baby. You already know I was on that grind set, dude. That was my first game that I got the 100% for, like, in gaming, alright? Oh, yeah, we're gonna sit here in 100% Thousand Year Door, but that ain't gonna matter at all, because there's, like, not visuals to go with it. It's like, I did it. Anyways, dude, Steam show, like, dude, the way Steam and, like, PlayStation and shit have their thing going on. Oh, it's crazy.
Culver's even gets a post-game rematch where you can earn another Master Ball, and N as he gets to use some nice weather teams.
He has 4 teams. It looked the nicest, so I put it here. You know why it's the nicest one? Because it uses hidden abilities to a good extent. You love it when Drizzle is sitting here showing exactly what Gen 5 is known for. Weather wars, but it's not the bad weather.
In this section, we'll be covering a few minor notes that easily could have been excluded, but I felt they were worth mentioning as these minor differences did improve my time with these games.
Yo, it improved my time, not an objective approach of the game. Some small notes. Okay. The other section just doesn't exist. Alright, goodbye.
First up is the music.
Yes, let's talk about this stuff now instead of, you know, after the fact. Because this should have been its own section here, and then the other stuff could have been, like, you know, first, and then have this. This organization's bothering me so much.
Every single new music piece is either good, gooder, or great. Across the whole thing, there are no glaring examples that scream bad, which
Should have had E4, Diamond Pearl E4 on screen. It would have been perfect, man. Yo, fuck that theme.
totally makes up for them removing Route 10 from the soundtrack.
Rest in peace, dudes. Route 10 went pretty damn nice. I dislike that being gone. I don't even care for the route itself. The music being gone is so bothersome.
The Pokédex itself, Black 2, White 2. The screen showing the location and season, Black 2, White 2. It's just nicer to see the version exclusivity extend to more.
Yeah, if I were playing on emulator, my odds of getting footage for that probably went significantly lower, and I straight up might have just not mentioned it at all.
See, here is the entrance to this room, and White 2 has this dead end right by the entrance.
It sounds so bad with the popping noises. And that little dead end there just sounded odd.
But meanwhile, in Black 2, the exit.
Imagine not having this footage, man. It would have made the video significantly worse. This is why I'm glad to have gotten them both.
How they ruined the game by fixing the rocks in the Iceris City gym.
Fuck, why would they do this? That was the best part of the game! Why would they change it? It was perfect! There was an entire skippable trainer here. And you're like, oh no, let's just fix the rocks and ruin the game, dude. You would just walk through here, walk through the rock, go up here, hit the panel, skip the trainer here, and then just go on your merry way. Fuck this.
Thankfully, they gave us a broken grass tile.
Oh, I forgot this was here too. Oh, I love this kind of stuff. I love just finding small little things that you know is gonna bother people once they figure it out. Oh, that's just thrilling.
Replace it.
Listen, I am kind of spitting here, alright? I am spitting.
As the story in these games are not typically regarded as the best mainline stories, like the originals are, we're gonna avoid a play-by-play of what makes it good.
Almost like he should have ignored doing a play-by-play from the very beginning, alright? That's all I'm saying. Should have just summarized it like the other games that you summarized. Just gonna put that one out there.
Also, there's this new guy who got to take over Team Plasma for one battle and then instantly failed and left. But one...
That's just it for the Colress summary. Oh, he just shows up, loses, and is just gone. Good job, it's over. Stop. Why is he in the game, man? Quit.
To explain what led them to where they are now. But honestly, it's just reasoning for the changes to...
Among Us. Honestly, I kind of just want to like sit around and just like in every single video I do, just like add to like a global like tally count for every single video I do, where every game I'm covering, I'm just counting every single Among Us of all time, just consistently got a persistent counter. Oh, we'd have one here, and then we'd have like 3 or so whenever I play do Fire Emblem Fates, total. So there'd be like 3, then we like add like 2 more when we get to some other game. You know, all that kind of nonsense, you know? It'd be fun, man, just to see some good old Among Us. You know I gotta meme it every single chance I see it, alright? Peak fiction.
See, personally, these are not my favorite games.
Ah, yes, my personal tier list. Let's go. See, nowadays, I think I would actually have Let's Go in like top 5 or something. Scarlet and Violet would probably also be in like top 10 or some shit. Stop. I had to prove a point by not putting Black and White 2's number 1. Oh my god. Anyways, by the way, guys, objectively speaking, I'm just gonna say, which one's better? I know my personal bias wants to pick Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But, like, do we really know? So close yet so far. Listen, it doesn't matter. No Pokemon game is going to be top tier in the gaming industry, right?
The current
It's not allowed to happen. Their quality bar is not going to reach that ever. I don't even know which video I grabbed that 14K from. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't know where that came from. I don't think I'll ever find out. But that's just how it is.
because I would love to hear your thoughts on these games. And with that said,
That's also just bait to comment, by the way. You're gonna see that when it comes to Gen 2, I think. Where I'm like, yeah, guys, speak about it. Totally.
we return.
Listen, if there's going to be a part where I'm like, yo, leave a comment on your opinions of the game, guys. And Heart Gold Soul Silver, when I know I'm gonna piss a lot of people off and I'm talking a little bit down on it for like an hour. Let's be real. It ain't gonna be the most positive piece in the world because there's a lot wrong with that, alright? So when we get back to that one again, it's gonna be tough.
To Generation 1.
Get that game out of here. Oh my god, I forgot I changed this thumbnail. Oh, it's so good. Oh, this thumbnail was so beautiful. Oh, look, I at least did put this on this screen. That's awesome. Oh, I forgot how lovely this fucking thumbnail is. It did, look, the black and white one video did not have that thumbnail in release. Oh, it is so beautiful. Anyways, gentlemen, that means it's time for one more. We got a 12-minute video on Pokemon Yellow. Oh, my boys, fuck Pokemon Yellow. I gotta let y'all know right now, this game is not it. Yellow is one of a more interesting video. So first,
Back reference getters. Today,
oh man, I remember when I tried to make this yellow. What the fuck happened? This is like raw green color. Oh, this is ugly, man. This looks like the right color of green that the Emerald video should have had. Ugh. Dude, this game is not it, dude. Fuck this. I already hate what I'm looking at. This is yucky. Also, yeah, good stuff. We established this was an emulator. Good work. Also, I love how in the red and blue video, I mentioned something about, missing no glitch this, go into so you can actually get rare candies and whatnot. I'm like, yo, if that didn't happen, I'd just be doing a solo run of some kind. Guys, guess what I did in this, the footage for this video? Just take a guess on what, if I did a solo run of the game or not. I'm just gonna put that question on the table. Did I? I don't know. Anyway, third improved versions. Dude, this game hurts, man. As much as I dislike Crystal and just write it off as a filler game, at least it was better than Gold and Silver, right? Yellow, it just hurts, man. For reasons we're gonna, the reasons I go over in this video, right? Like the fucking level curve, for instance. Oh, it hurts, man. It hurts. Listen, I didn't know how else to structure this video. Let's be real. It's like, I've already talked about Red and Blue, and obviously my expertise in Red and Blue is extremely limited compared to, like, any other game. Like, I'm more knowledgeable about, like, Gold and Silver and stuff like that over that, and, like, it shows in the Red and Blue video. So, like, I was just like, yeah, let's just not repeat all the nonsense from before and just do one of these, good, bad, ugly, and then others. Okay, so yellow border here. Did I need it? No. I mean, it is one game, so I guess I can't get away from it just being like a single entry. Black 2, White 2, it's just like, oh, it's like Black 2, guys. It's a black screen, but it's got the blue border to go around, like, the Black 2 background. This is just yellow for the sake of being yellow, because it's just one game. This just feels forced.
So let's start on a good note and talk positives. And I suppose not finding ways to make the games worse is a good thing, yeah?
Ah, yes. Let's start with the positives. They did things that were just, like, not worse. Let's talk about that before, like, the actual goodening of the game. Yeah.
With that said, I suppose we can talk about two of the positive trainer changes first. And starting that off is the rival. So while his story bits are, mostly unchanged,
What a bitch. Anyway, dude, the fact I like, yo, there's like two positives. The fact I'm opening with a story change as one of the goods is not good at all for like a game. But it's like, you're talking about games, right? The gameplay is obviously the most important part of the game, right? Like, I can sit here and think about the story of a game all I want. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if I want a good story, you're gonna watch a movie or read a book, right? That's just like the flavor on top for playing a video game. It's not always mandatory to have a good story, but when it does, that's whatever. In this case, like, Pokemon stories aren't that good. So the fact I'm like saying, oh, they slightly improved something is a horrible start.
Same.
Not like for the video, just like in general for the game.
The important thing is his starter Eevee, as unlike Let's Go Pikachu would later do.
Yes, a little bit of replayability with the starter that's different through being one mon. You know what? He's kind of spitting right now.
Why instead, the Eevee would evolve based on your performance.
Yeah, let's just throw Jolteon and Flareon on here and flash the Vaporeon copy pasta. Shut the fuck up. It's not funny. Put the Amistar from the Red and Blue video back on screen. That thing's nickname says all it needs to. Not funny.
And sadly, the only positive in that vein. As with you, you'll always have the one starter Pikachu.
Why is the G-Max Pikachu on here? I get it. It's Fat Pikachu, right? It's Gen 1, I guess. I don't know. It just looked different, I guess. I guess that's why I put it there. Whatever. Congrats to you, Fat Pikachu. We're very proud of you. Oh, yeah. I forgot that in the music for this video, I actually didn't even pull it from Yellow's soundtrack at all. I pulled all, like, I used, like, basically every song in the Red and Blue video. I pulled all the music for this video from the Crystal soundtrack. Gold and Silver, I guess. No, not even Gold and Silver. I think it was from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and the Johto sounds. Or the GB sounds. I think that's what I'd pull for the music from this video. So, that's thrilling.
Are generally better with the Lavender Tower battle.
Why is that here? Stop. I mean, I guess I could have mentioned the story at all, but like, again, re-record audio, man. You see how short this video is? You can afford to like do audio to put this in about the whole, oh, they don't improve the story, I guess.
One of the biggest gripes I had with Red and Blue has been addressed. This being the lack of custom movesets on trainer Pokemon.
Fuck the movesets in Red and Blue, man. Blue's Exeggutor did not deserve that. His Rhydon did not deserve to have Horn Drill, Tail Whip, and another move that's exactly like Tail Whip, alright? That was not okay. That was criminal.
And by that, technically in Red and Blue, they were in the game. But only on one Pokemon for each boss trainer's team, with a single move in their moveset being adjusted.
Barrage, Hypnosis, and Stomp is so what you would find random mons with. That's what makes randomizers so just kind of boring once you've done them enough times, man. I can't do randomizers because like the movesets are just so bland. Like the early game is cluttered with normal type moves. And in the late game, you're going to probably see like a bunch of just bad moves like Zap Cannon get thrown around and stuff. It's just like, ugh. Yeah, this right here is very interesting to point out because like, this is just a good example, right? This moveset's just generally better, but like, you know, having this coverage move and substitutes, like, that's something good, right? These Gengars end up playing different, you know, other than the hacking you out part, but it's different.
But on the topic of Pokemon, the sprites of the Pokemon themselves have been standardized to be less interesting.
What was that? Guys, subscribe. Guys, you will subscribe. Okay, joking aside, these fucking sprites, dude. What the hell is that Primate? Listen, I know I'm currently covering up the Mew, and, you know, we sit here and love the fetus Mew, alright? And we joke about how funny the Golbat is and how awesome Standing Ivysaur is. But what the hell is going on with Primate? Why is coughing incorrect? And Gengar's just out of shape, man. He lost his job.
But with that said, these are the positives that the game provides.
There is so little in the fucking positive section, man. That is brutal.
Okay, now look at how far we are in the video.
L. Okay, straight up though, this is one of the things I had to like get a screenshot of my timeline from after I actually edited like all the sections of the video. It's like, remember, when I said the Legends Arceus video was I had to like start breaking these into their own little sections of editing. So I had to like do all of these separately, and that was like a thing. So like I had to go back and edit this like on the final timeline when I'm usually throwing in the music and the timestamps. Those are just like one of the small things I ended up changing.
But hey, on the bright side, gambling is still in the game.
True, I love gambling.
Alright, to begin with the bad, where else to start but the starter itself?
Forget about the starter, man. How about that catching tutorial? What do you mean the guy fails to catch the Weedle? Can we not?
They decided the best decision for the player is to make your starter be a Pikachu.
Dude, the fact Pikachu fucks up the early game so hard sucks so bad considering the game's EXP mechanics. Yo, if you want the easiest fight against Brock, you have to go out of your way and grind to evolve a fucking Butterfree. It is so annoying. Just switch training constantly because you have no attacks on that damn thing. It gets nothing. It's so annoying to level up. Like, this is the problem with going back and not just emulating a game or just slapping in rare candies to fix the issue. Because you just get all these monsters and you can't do anything with them because your starter has fucking normal type moves and electric moves. It can't do any fucking damage. It's ass. Like, the replayability is hurt because the fucking Brock fight, dude. If that was later in the game, it'd be a completely different story. But the single fact that they expect you to just sit here and go catch some other nonsense and try to brute force your way through this instead of just like, oh yeah, you can definitely beat this, right? Because like in Red and Blue, right, Bulbasaur, you'd have to grind to get his grass move, but like you're getting the grass move and beating the fight for free. Squirtle just bodies the fight, and then Charmander bodies it with not very effective attacks and potential burns through Ember. The fact that all three starters can handle the fight on their own is phenomenal, but like they're like, hey, use a bug type, you know, along with a type disadvantage. Like they're trying to paint this image like, yeah, that's like one of your better options. It's like that is your best option, but like you wouldn't think to use it because it's like type disadvantage, but like it's not like his mons have rock moves or anything. This isn't Rock Tomb in Gen 3. It's like he doesn't have it. I don't know, man. I can go on about this all day. Fuck this. Like the early game just gives so much burnout and repeat. Like just every time you have to play through it, it's like, what am I doing to beat Brock this time?
Because of course, it's an anime reference.
I understood the reference, by the way. I get it. I watched the anime, guys. Well, actually, the Pikachu's not the main Pokemon in the anime anymore, guys, because Ash isn't even relevant in the anime anymore because they did like a whole new series.
Just like in the anime, your starter Pikachu will also follow you in the overworld.
Yo! I love the following Pokemon mechanic. Yes, it improves every game by adding absolutely nothing to it.
Party. The best feature in the
That's what I'm saying.
entire series. How I can actually complain about color being added to it.
Oh, it hurts so much to look at, especially when it switches colors, man. Like, you think the colors would be fine. I like the idea, but the colors are so fucking bright that it's annoying. I love the idea of the colors being like linked up to like the places are like the town. I keep saying like, good lord, help me now. The towns are based on like color. Their names are color based, right? So the fact that the colors are like just based on those colors in the overworld and stuff, it's cool. But it's so bad on the eyes, man. My eyes were hurting when playing through this again, dude.
Especially when transitioning between locations, as
that right there says all it needs to. The fact your eyes will have strain watching it flip from a light green to a yellow. I hate it so much. Like, literally, if I did not have to play through this game to make this video here, I probably would not have mentioned this at all. But having had to play it like this in color, miserable.
And it kills any hope of replay value that the game was supposed to have. So let's see why that is. But first, let's talk.
Dude, the Venonat's just outrunning Nidoking and putting it to sleep constantly was so miserable. Oh my god, dude. Fuck that fight.
And to fix this, it's almost like they asked how they could fix the issue.
Wow, that was barely on screen.
It's almost like they asked.
Look at this. Look at all these alternatives they could fix, right? Just increase the levels of regular trainers so you can get more EXP. You give the trainers more evolved Pokemon so you can get more XP from that instead. This could be a champ, more EXP, right? Force more trainer battles on the player. More forced fights, more EXP that you're just getting, right? You don't have to worry about missing EXP from, like, not fighting them, right? If you're fighting more trainers, you're just getting more. Easy. Linearize the game so it's easier to distribute the levels. It's basically just this, but better. And then you could just lower the level curve as a whole, mainly important for the end game. Or, you know, just make the fights a little bit better by just giving them better Pokemon, right?
How they could fix the issue, and then didn't complete one.
Oh, it's so bad. They kept regular trainers the same. Yes, there's some trainer differences. Regular trainers. Like, regular trainers are just dreadful in this game. Same Pokemon, you know, I don't think that's completely true. A few force battles are removed. This is where Jesse and James filled up the other guys in the Lavender Tower. Keep the non-linear experience, so levels just get fucked as a direct result. Yeah, Johto issue, boys. Keep the level curves climax at 65 instead of lowering it. Big mistake right there. Like, it works in X and Y because the EXP distribution is just so much better. This is just not it. And then, of course, they ruined the gym leader teams.
Now it's suggested that you delay it for the latter just from level alone, which honestly, this one isn't an
Listen, at least Erica's levels were reasonable. I cannot say that about the rest of the gym leaders. Like, this team is not good because they're all mono poison, dude. Like, you could have gave like a Beedrill as like a 5th Mon and replaced one of the Coughings with like a Gloom or something, and the team would be better. But then they pulled this bullshit. Like, at least the movesets are unique. Kind of, but like, I mean, come on, what is this?
This completely unreasonable jump is a genuine disgrace, and it makes the release date of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl
True. Yo, this level curve justifies this low-key. This is horrific, but this is less horrific. What the fuck? But yet Scarlet and Violet also had a terrible release.
But guess what? It somehow gets even worse.
True.
As the 6th gym has no level increase in comparison to the 5th one, which is a bad sign.
This is just horrific. Look, I get it, like, progression-wise, you should be doing this one after Koga. So, like, so you're seeing the little 50s here, it's like, yeah, it's the same, kind of cringe, actually. But, like, they're all the same level, which is honestly usable if it's going to be the same level, right? Why the fuck does Abra not have an attacking move? It gets Psychic from TM. Just give it Psychic. Problem solved. Abra's broken now. He's good. He's really good if you just gave it one move.
Meanwhile, Gym 7 goes up to 54 from 47. So another 7 levels that nobody asked for.
Why did they think increasing the level curve was gonna be okay?
Rounding out the gym challenge at 55. Thankfully, though, the levels of the Elite Four...
Like, the single fact that they did not fuck with the Elite Four levels is just genuinely baffling. You're gonna make the level curve for the other, like, the mid-game gym leaders that bad just to be like, oh yeah, Lorelei can just keep her level 56. What?
Now, I know I always sound paranoid when I talk about these long rants and numbers attached to a PNG, in which, to an extent, you are right.
True! Guys, don't worry. I've been stressing over the misinformation I spread in my Scarlet and Violet video when I counted the amount of mons obtainable in the game and did not account for the Iron Shreds and Great Tusky were able to catch after doing the Titan fight, alright? My apologies. I did not know how early you could get access to those former Titans, and I got those numbers wrong because of that. Listen, I don't sleep at night because of this mistake. I'm sorry.
But remember, the level curve is extremely important for pacing.
It's important for pacing. You want to know where you're supposed to be, and if you're sitting here with one Mon and you can't even catch up to that with only a single Pokemon, it's an issue.
When keeping the Rhydon would have worked perfectly fine because of the larger spread of more personalized movesets.
It would not have had Horn Drill +2 defense lowering attacks.
Remember, the one in red and blue had 3 moves that just...
Who designed this?
Now I know, anime reference, but come on, man. What kind of joke is this for gameplay purposes?
What the fuck was that? I don't know what that is. That got in? I think I might have recorded that like in the morning as like a, hey, I'm gonna fix how I said this because like a popping sound or something. I don't know what happened. I think that's what that might be. But like, I don't go back and watch the videos. Like, once I edit the section, I just throw them on the final timeline, and I might be rewatching some sections, but trying to rebalance the audio, all right? I did not catch that before.
Why does Koga have 3 of the same Pokemon? In fact,
why is there no Muck? What are you doing?
None of these Pokemon were even on his original team. Now, I could speak on the 8th gym leader breaking away from the all-ground type team, but the Persian's a reference, so it gets a pass. It didn't help that Sabrina had the same issue in the red and blue. But with that...
Why did she have a Venomoth? That was just so random. Like, what is the point of that? Like, it's not even like, oh, it helps beat ghost types, right? Like, yeah, sure. Bug is super effective on poison, right? Ghost type moves don't even affect psychic types in this gen. And it's not like Lick is a good attack to begin with. There's not like there's any other ghost type moves. What are you doing?
We're done talking about the game's worst aspect. That actually allows the game to have an identity of its own. Ahem.
Oh, dude, I was not ready to see this. Crystal's identity is so bad because it's just the same game again in a way that's just genuinely insulting, right? I basically say that exact line that I just said there in that video, and it bothers me so much. And people will so adamantly defend the game's existence, like my guy. Like, the improvements are nice, but like, just wait and put the battle tower in Ruby and Sapphire, and put like the phone calls for the stones in Heart Gold Soul Silver alongside its other bullshit, right? Just wait.
So here's the thing. Like in the Black 2 and White 2 video, I easily could have a short section dedicated.
Guys, do we need to do a look at this again? Oh no, what did 1 year do to Black and White? Oh, that's crazy. Who cares, dude? Stop.
I easily could have a short section dedicated to what I didn't speak on in the Red and Blue video. However, in defense of Gold and Silver, I think it'd be best to save those specific changes for that video so there's actual good to say about those games.
I'm glad I'm like, yo, there's not much good to say about Gold and Silver. We're going to delay talking about something till then.
And the status conditions that are freeze and sleep for being pleasantly broken and needing massive.
This is literally just a... I thought I said I wasn't going to do a section. Like, I'm literally doing it. What?
Rework. So they make out with honorable mentions. But something that was a...
Okay, to mention whatever.
grave sin that somehow wasn't spoken about in the Red and Blue...
No, why am I talking about this then?
My apologies. Is the 2 versions and the exclusive...
How the hell did I not sit here and mention, like, the version... like, how do you forget, like, the identity of the game series to talk about? What am I doing? How do you forget to talk about that?
immune to buying the same game twice. Now Pokemon Yellow comes in here because as a third improved version, you take an assumption they may ditch this philosophy. And if you thought that, you would be absolutely foolish.
Nah, you're gonna buy the same game 3 times. Yo, I bought Gold, Silver, and Crystal, gentlemen. Let's go!
You can't even get another Pikachu to evolve into a Raichu.
Again, remember the thing I said about the Charizard, the thing about the image on screen being super blurry? Time.
Yes, I know it's an anime reference, but again, a bad precedent for the future.
Yeah, I don't really talk much about like, oh hey, the thing is like this, it made this be a bad problem. I guess in the X and Y video, it's like the steel type change or whatever. It's kind of going to be a problem too for later games. But like, I don't really talk much about the precedents for anything, right? It's like X and Y, again. Oh, they started changing Pokemon stats, right? Oh, some ones got better. And then we see now in Scarlet and Violet where they're nerfing Zacian and Zamazenta to hell and back. Cresselia is just getting hit for no reason. All this other nonsense.
Ultimately, Pokemon Yellow just isn't very good, as again, the changes actively hurt the game's replayability beyond repair.
Remember, it's not very good, but perspective is everything. At the time, there's nothing else to compare it to. So it's like, when the bar is much lower for what makes a good game, right? It's way easier to say, yeah, this was pretty good. It's not that it suddenly became bad. It's that the bar just keeps getting higher, and as a direct result, the game is just stationary as a lower position. Just like in a vacuum of gaming, alright? And a lot of games have been suffering from this. Heart Gold Soul Silver is a definite one, because it's like, there's just so much issues.
As mainly seen with the boss battle reworks. And for what? So you can use Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle.
At least I mentioned getting all 3 of them, alright? People would have screamed if there was no mention. I remember seeing somebody in the comment section that was like, wow, I'm surprised you didn't talk about it. And I'm just like, well, actually, I kind of did talk about it, but yeah, sure. It's like, it took me so long to even mention this, right? Like, the starter and Let's Go taking as long to get to was like one thing, but this right here, I don't know, man. This isn't a literal outro.
Regardless, it's an experience that I just would not recommend ever.
Why would you play this when you could play any other Pokemon game? I'm just putting that out there. If you want to play Gen 1, just play the original. That's the point of going back and playing Gen 1. to experience the games as they originally were. Why would you plague yourself with Dugtrio finally being able to learn Cut and Charizard finally getting Fly, when you could play the game the way God intended, where they didn't have access to those HMs?
Just go play Red and Blue, Fire Red or Leaf Green, or the Let's Go games, which of course were spiritual remakes of Yellow.
Any of the three would be better. Hell, I'd even make a case saying you should go play Sonic 06 instead, alright? I'm just gonna leave that there.
So with that said, I give Pokemon Yellow a very shaky score of 2.
Having a scale more in favor of good games than bad makes this look worse than it actually is.
0.4 out of 10. Again, for all the reasoning I said in this,
Diamond and Pearl, stop! I love how at this point it's like, yeah guys, y'all can tell I was hinting at a re-review here. Well, why is it all darked out, right? Speaking of which, I kind of got like a different thing going on here nowadays. I don't know, man.
despite some slack needing to be given for age alone. But
Why would you give slack for age alone? I get it. The games were sloppy because they were older. For fuck's sake, they literally programmed the ghost typing wrong to not affect psychics. Listen, it's fine to criticize the games. If they're not as good as they should be, then that's an issue. We can't use age as an excuse to sit here and pretend that games are better than they actually are. Oh, oh, it's not that funny. It's really not that funny. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. This has been me reacting to 3 of my videos. Newer kind of videos. So until next time, I guess look forward to something soon where I'll be looking at the GBA games and Pokemon Rumble, alright? It'll be rough. We'll definitely do these 4 together at some point. And then those 3. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one. When will that be? A month from now? 3 months from now? I couldn't tell you. So stay tuned.